Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Chapter 1, History of Pakistan, Period 2, Week 1. First of all, we will discuss about the previous knowledge. In the previous knowledge, we discussed the topic Z.A. Bhutto Government 1971 to 77. The main headings of the points were separation of East Pakistan, transfers of powers, relations, Shimla Agreement, and the framing of new constitution. So this was all about the previous knowledge, and today we are going to explain the topic 2 of chapter 1, History of Pakistan, period 2, Economic Reforms, page 6 to 7. Specific objective that the explanations of these topics will enable you students to broaden your vision and explain independently, that you will able to explain the concepts independently. Let's come towards our presentation. Today topic is agricultural reforms. The first part for the economic reform is agricultural reforms. So the agricultural reforms, the main headings for the agriculture reforms are: the first one, Agriculture Reform Ordinance, 1st March 1972. As the Pakistan is an agricultural country, so every government gives the priority for the establishment or the development of this sector. Therefore, the Z.A. Bhutto, he promulgated or reintroduced the Agriculture Reform Ordinance on 1st March 1972. So, what were the main points of the ordinance? Now we will discuss about the main point of this ordinance, Agriculture Reform Ordinance on 1st March 1972. Note down the date and the relevant event as the Agriculture Reform Ordinance, 1st March 1972. Main points of the ordinance: number 1, limit for the possession of land. Limit for the possession of the land means that the landlords prescribe the limit for having a land, for the possession of the land, and during the Z.A. Bhutto, this limit of possession of land reduced for the canal irrigated lands from 500 acres to 150 acres, and for rain-fed land this limit reduced from 1000 acres to 300 acres. So this was the limit prescribed for the landlord by the government. Second point, or the second main heading for the agriculture reform, is Haqq-e-Shufa. So what is Haqq-e-Shufa? Haqq-e-Shufa is, you can say that the right of preemption, or it was the right that was given to the tanners. Tanners mean the workers who work on the lands of the landlords. They don't have their own lands, they just cultivate there and they get their payment. So they were given the Haqq-e-Shufa in case when their payments were not paid by the landlords. They have the Haqq-e-Shufa that they can claim for their payments. So this was the right for the tanners or the workers who work on the land of the landlord. The third point, or the third main heading for the agriculture reforms, the evictions of the tanners. No one can evict the tanners until their payments were not paid by the landlords. Only in the case when their payments were not paid by the landlords. If they were paid, then they can be evicted, but without the payment they cannot be evicted in any case. This was the third point. The fourth point, or the main heading, is the responsibility of the landlord. So some responsibilities were prescribed by the government for the landlord, as they will be responsible to provide the seeds, to pay the water irrigation charges, and beside that to pay the land revenue, land taxes. These were the responsibilities of the landlords. They were not the responsibilities of the tanners or the workers, because they were only cultivating their these were not their lands. So these were the responsibilities prescribed for the landlords by the government. The fifth point, confiscation of exceeding lands. The land possession limits prescribed by the government for the canal irrigated lands and for rain-fed land. So in case if the landlords will exceed their land possession limits from that limit, then their land will be confiscated by the government, and these lands will be divided among the tenants free of cost. So they cannot be exceed from the limit possession land prescribed by the government. Do you remember what was there? That was 150 acres for the canal irrigated lands and 300 acres for the rain fed lands. Canal irrigated lands mean the lands which are going to be irrigated by the canal system, and the rain fed lands that they are going to be irrigated by the rainy season. The next point, that is the sixth one, land possession limits for the civil servants. So the land possession limits were also prescribed for the civil persons, that the civil person during their jobs and after their retirements, they only prescribed to have the lands of 100 acres, not more than that. The 7 points or the main heading for the agricultural reform is the division of the state agriculture lands. So the state agriculture lands will be divided among the landless farmers. The lands which come under the state control, they will be divided or they will be given to the landless farmers, the farmers which didn't have any lands to cultivate. So these lands will be divided among them. These were the 7 important points or the headings for the agriculture reforms. That was the A part for the main heading, economic reforms by Z.A. Bhutto. Let's come towards the next topic. Our next topic is industrial reforms for the industrial workers, and these reforms also known as the labor reforms. The main points for the industrial reforms or the labor reforms, the first one is the labor courts. Special labor courts were set up by the Z.A. Bhutto government, where the cases only for the laborers will be discussed and they will be provide justification. So these courts were set up by the Z.A. Bhutto government for the laborers. Second point, share for the laborers. So all the big enterprises or the industries, they were bound that they will pay the 5% share to the laborers from the total profit of the industry. Then the third point, medical facilities. The medical facilities were provided to the labor or the industrial workers by the government. Next point, main important heading of the point for the industrial reforms or the labor reforms, insurance and compensations. So the insurance and the group insurance, social security systems, they were introduced, and compensation was given to the family of the labor in case of injury or death during the service period. During their service period, they will be compensated by the government. Fifth point, responsibilities of owners of big industries. So the owners of the big industries, they were bound by the government that they have to bear the educational expenses of one labor child up to matric level. So it's a very good point that these owners, they were bound that they will bear the educational expenses of one labor child, at least one labor child up to the matric level. These were the 5 points for the industrial reforms or the labor reforms, where the rights for the workers of the industries, which are called the laborers, has been mentioned by the government. Comes towards the next topic. The next topic is devaluation of rupee 11th May 1972. So note down the date and the relevant event. The date is 11th May 1972 and the relevant event for that is the devaluation of rupee by Z.A. Bhutto government. So on 11th May 1972, the Bhutto government devalued the Pakistani rupee against the exchange rates of the foreign currencies, especially the US dollar. And why did the government take this step? Just the main purpose of the government to take this step was to encourage the exports, to increase the exports of the countries. As you know that the exports really affect the economy of the country, and it brings the foreign exchange to the country, and when the foreign exchange increases, then the economy of the country also develops. So this was a devaluation of the rupee, and that is the C part for the economic reforms by Z.A. Bhutto government. The first was agricultural reforms, the second was the industrial reforms, or also known as the labor reforms, and the third one is the devaluation of rupee on 11th May 1972. Now come towards evaluation. You can only give the answers of these questions if you have listened carefully and you have tallied all these points to the topics given in your books. In your books only the topics are given, but we have made the notes and the headings for that, and these will be beneficial for you if you have tallied them side by side, and you have your books with you, you have listened carefully, then you can give the answers of these questions. Let's come towards the evaluations now. Check your knowledge, check your listening and your concentration. The first question of evaluation: when agriculture reform ordinance was promulgated and by whom? Do you know the answers? When agriculture reforms ordinance was promulgated and by whom? I think the agriculture reform ordinance was promulgated on 1st March 1972 and by Z.A. Bhutto government. Second, what is Haqqi Shufa? Haqqi Shufa is the right of preemption, the right for the tenants or the workers that they can claim for their payments, and this is called the Haqqi Shufa. Third question, what was land position limit for the civil servants? The land position limit for the civil servants during the jobs and after retirement was 100 acres, not more than that. Then question number 4, what is another name for the industrial reforms? Another name for the industrial reform is also known as the labor reforms. Question 5, how much share was decided for the laborers in the total industry profit? The 5% share was decided for the laborers in total industry profit. The total industry profit, all the big enterprises and industries, they were bound to give the 5% share, compulsory, obligatory, to the laborers. It comes under the labor reforms. Question 6, what was the main purpose for devaluation of rupee? Why did the government took that step and devalue the Pakistani rupee? The main purpose was only to increase the export, to support the export. Question 7, when Pakistani rupee was devalued? So Pakistani rupee was devalued on 11th May 1972. Now the dear students comes towards your assignments. You can attempt these assignments on your notebooks, on your registers, and it is very compulsory that you should attempt these assignments because it will increase your knowledge, it will broaden your vision, and it will also enhance your writing speeds. So first one is detailed note about economic reforms of Z.A. Bhutto. You have read now recently about these points. The economic reforms includes the agricultural reforms, industrial reforms, and devaluation of rupee. These three portion comes under the economic reforms. Second, do you support these reforms, these economic reforms by Z.A. Bhutto? If not, write your suggestions about the best ones if you were in place of Z.A. Bhutto. So it is very interesting assignment. You must do it, and you should write your opinions whether these reforms were beneficiary or not, and if you think you have some more options, then you can write it. You should attempt this. The relevant objective exercises on your books, page number 22 and 23, question number 1 and 2, you will find the relevant objective exercises from these topics and you will attempt them. So students, hope this video will be beneficial for you. If you find any difficulty to attempt your assignments and in your evaluation, you can comment. Thank you. Allah Hafiz.